Chapter 1: The Mission. Humanity faced an existential crisis. Earth was dying, and the only hope for survival lay in the stars. A daring experiment was conceived. A group of genetically engineered children would be sent on a multi-generational space mission to colonize a distant planet. These children, born in a laboratory and carefully selected for their intelligence, strength, and resilience, were humanity's last hope. Richard, a kind and dedicated scientist, was chosen to raise and train these children. He was their mentor, their teacher, and their father figure. Under his watchful eye, the children grew up in a sterile, controlled environment aboard the spaceship, their every need met and their every action monitored. They were taught the skills they would need to survive on the new planet, but they were also taught to suppress their emotions and desires with a mysterious substance called the blue. As the children grew into young adults, they began to question the world they had been born into. They were curious about their purpose, their origins, and the strange substance that kept their emotions in check. Among them were Christopher, a thoughtful and introspective young man, and Zach, a charismatic and ambitious leader. Both were destined to play a crucial role in the fate of the mission. The spaceship, a marvel of human engineering, was their entire world. Chapter 2: The Rebellion. As the spaceship continued its journey through the cosmos, the young crew members found themselves at a crossroads. The seeds of doubt and rebellion had taken root, and the once unified group began to fracture. Christopher and Zach, two of the most influential members of the crew, made a fateful decision: they would stop taking the blue, the mysterious substance that had kept their emotions and desires in check for so long. The effects were immediate and profound. For the first time in their lives, Christopher and Zach experienced the full spectrum of human emotions. They felt joy, anger, love, and jealousy, their hearts swelling with newfound passions and desires. The sterile, controlled world they had known began to crumble around them, replaced by a vibrant and chaotic tapestry of feelings. Word of their defiance spread quickly through the ship, and the other crew members were faced with a choice: to continue living under the constraints of the blue, or to embrace their emotions and desires. Some chose to follow Christopher and Zach, while others remained loyal to Richard and the mission. The once harmonious group was now divided, and tension simmered beneath the surface. As the days turned into weeks, the rift between the two factions grew wider. Christopher, the introspective and thoughtful young man, found himself at the center of a group that sought to understand and control their newfound emotions. They believed that embracing their humanity was the key to their survival and the success of the mission. On the other side of the divide stood Zach, the charismatic and ambitious leader. He saw the newfound emotions as a source of power, a way to break free from the constraints that had been placed upon them. He gathered a group of followers who shared his vision of freedom and autonomy, and together they began to challenge the authority of Richard and the mission. Chapter 3: The Power Struggle. The crew, divided by their newfound emotions, found themselves caught in a power struggle that threatened to tear them apart. Christopher, a young man of integrity and determination, led one faction, with the empathetic and resilient sailor by his side. On the other side of the divide stood Zach, a cunning and ambitious individual who saw opportunity in the chaos. He manipulated the fears and desires of his fellow crew members, rallying a faction to support his quest for control. As the chasm between the two factions grew, the once peaceful spacecraft became a battleground for dominance. Richard, the crew's guardian and mentor, struggled to maintain order among the young men and women he had raised. He could see the destructive path they were heading down, but his words fell on deaf ears. The crew members, intoxicated by their newfound emotions, were blind to reason. One fateful day, tensions reached a boiling point, and a violent confrontation erupted between the two factions. In the chaos, Richard found himself caught in the crossfire, and his life was tragically cut short. In the aftermath of Richard's death, the spacecraft became a darker, more dangerous place. Christopher and Sailor, determined to expose Zach's manipulative tactics and restore unity among the crew, worked tirelessly to rally their supporters. They knew that the success of their mission and the future of humanity rested on their shoulders. Chapter 4: Their efforts began to bear fruit as the seeds of doubt were sown among Zach's followers. As the power struggle reached its peak, whispers of Zach's deceit began to spread among the crew. His once loyal followers started to question his motives and the lengths he was willing to go to maintain control. This shift in loyalty was a turning point in the story, as it demonstrated the power of truth and unity in the face of manipulation and deceit. The day of reckoning arrived, and the two factions faced each other in a climactic showdown. In the heat of the conflict, Zach's manipulative facade crumbled, revealing the darkness that had consumed him. His defeat marked a pivotal moment in the story, as it signified the triumph of unity and truth over deception and selfish ambition. With Zach's defeat, a sense of relief washed over the crew. They had faced the chaos of their emotions and emerged stronger, more united than ever before. The spacecraft, once again a symbol of hope, continued its journey toward the distant habitable planet, carrying the dreams and aspirations of humanity. As the crew members embraced their roles as pioneers, they understood the importance of their mission and the sacrifices they had made. They knew that their actions would shape the future of humanity, and they were determined to succeed. The conclusion of the movie left viewers with a sense of hope and optimism, as the crew members overcame their internal struggles and recommitted themselves to their mission.